Hi, everybody. It's Liz Scott, and welcome to the Marketing Soapbox, where we are going to get raw and real with some marketing. So, I am going to invite a friend to join us whose name is Lynda Mack-Carlson, and we're going to get really raw and real today because she's going to be talking about um, CBD oil and direct selling and multi level marketing. So let me just bring her on real quick um, and we will get started. So, okay, let me just get this. Sorry, guys, this is the first time I've ever done this. So, um, give me a second, bear with me. When I practiced this, it all worked really, really well. And of course, it's not working well now. Okay,
All right. We are together.
yes, hi, Lynda. How are you?
Yay! Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. And I was just starting the broadcast by saying thank you so much for coming on. On the soapbox, we get raw and real, and I can't wait to have a conversation with you because you've got two controversial things going on. One is you're going to talk about your CBD or EBD oil business. And then also, you're going to dispel some myths about direct selling and multi level marketing. So I think it's going to be a great show. And thanks so much for coming on.
You're very welcome. Happy to be here.
Good. So, first of all, tell us a little bit about you and why you're so fascinated with this whole EBD, CBD oil. And maybe just tell us a little bit about what is that actually?
Well, CBD oil is a derivative of the not the it's in the cannabis family, but it's actually from the hemp plant.
Okay.
And to tell you the truth, I didn't know a lot about CBD or anything really about CBD oil until I got involved. Because the thing is, we all know, I mean, cannabis has been illegal. So a lot of us didn't know the benefits of using CBD oil. So when I got involved with the company that I was with, it was a learning curve for me.
Right.
And I was shocked to know that our body actually has an endocannabinoid system. It has two receptors, uh, receptor one and receptor two, that know what to do with the oil
Really? So
properties. In
um,
yes,
it goes to the area or areas that need the healing the most.
yeah, because the body knows what to do with it, Liz. So the body knows where to take it to use it. And the biggest receptor, CB1, receptor is in the brain.
Okay.
So so a lot of the tremendous benefits for the brain, and a lot of people that have depression are getting in terrific results with CBD oil.
Okay.
So that in itself is remarkable because, as we know, so many of the drugs that people are taking affect are mood altering.
Right.
Some are addictive,
Right.
and it's a huge problem in our society.
Right.
Depression's a huge problem.
So
So
it
it's
makes,
so exciting.
so if I take this CBD EBD oil, am I going to get high?
No, the one, most of them have a very low percentage of THC, which is the ingredient that makes you high.
Okay.
And some, if it's produced manually, it's not the actual derivative from the plant.
Right.
They can make it with no THC at all.
Okay. Okay.
However, what they're finding is the full spectrum, and the one with a little bit of THC is actually, in most cases, more effective
Okay.
for the body
Okay.
because it's more natural. So the body takes it in and uses it more easily because it recognizes the ingredient, the what it's made up of.
Right.
And the more you study this, Liz, the more you go, wow, holy moly, all these years, all we've known is negative things about the cannabis or hemp plant.
Right.
And here we've had this incredible natural product that's on the earth. We can literally grow in our backyards and now and Canada, and it's healing. It has healing
Right.
properties.
So, mostly what I've read about, and one of the things that really intrigued me when I started to hear about this was the use on pets and how elderly dogs and cats with arthritis and bursitis and all kinds of, joint ailments, it's like a miracle for them because they bounce back to, when they were like a 1 year old or a 2 year old.
It is. And here's the thing, a lot of times people say, well, the power of suggestion. So you give it to a human and they really believe it's going to work, the placebo effect,
Yeah.
and it works. But animals don't have that.
No.
So when you give it to an animal, they just lick up.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, the animal stories are mind-boggling.
Right.
They truly are. And you're right, like senior dogs that are laying around, some that can't get up the stairs, they take the oil, and the next thing you know, they're walking the stair up and down the stairs. They're playing with their ball, their toys again. One gentleman posted his dog is running around the backyard. He actually videotaped the dog running about around the backyard like a puppy
Wow.
almost. And I just cannot believe this.
That's amazing.
And people are putting it on open sores on their pets, ears. A lot of dogs have ear problems.
Yes.
They get sores in their ears. You put it right in their ear. You can literally drop it right into your ear.
I feel like we've lost Lynda on her feed. But what's interesting while we wait for Lynda to come back is there's so many areas that you can market with this whole cannabis line. Um, Edibles, medicinals, it goes on and on. And so I was actually reading before Lynda came on that states in the United States, but that it was a $9 billion industry for them last year. Let me see if I can get Lynda back on again. Let me see if I can get. Sorry, this is the first time we've used this kind of technology, and I need to see if I can get our guest speaker back. Not those guests. Well, technology is always a fun thing, isn't it? Um, Let me see if I can get Lynda back. Huh, I don't know. Okay. Lots of feedback coming in, which is awesome. I don't know what happened to Lynda or if we're going to be able to get her back. I hope so, because there was a lot of things I wanted to talk to her about in terms of that might be her there. Okay, we're getting her back. She's coming. She's coming.
There we are. There
Hey,
we
we lost her for a
are.
second. So I just to bring you.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I had a call coming in and it disconnected, so I don't know
Sorry.
why. Sorry about that.
That's okay. This is all good learning for me. So thank you. I'll try to make sure that doesn't happen. But one of the things that I said was it's only legal in 9 of all of the states across America. So 9 states out of the entire population. And in 2017, it was a $9 billion industry. So, this marketing soapbox is all about what are the various ways that we're going to be able to market this. So why don't you tell me a little bit about how you were going to market it with your MLM and some of the myths that are around MLM and direct sales.
Well, Liz, interesting you'd say only 9 states because the company I was with, they were shipping into 50 states. Every state has their own
Wow.
laws, and it's very, yeah, and it's very complicated right now because they say they can't, and yet they say it's not legal, and yet CBD oil is getting in there, into over 50 states. It's being shipped.
Okay.
So it's pretty exciting. And so let's go on about myths about MLM. One of the things that we always hear is it's a pyramid.
Right.
The people at the top make all the money.
Right.
It's illegal.
Right.
A myth is it's easy to do. It's not. You know what? It's simple, but it's not easy. It takes work.
Right.
You know, it's not net play marketing. It's network marketing. So you have to treat it like a career, treat it like a business. The thing that I find that's difficult in the industry is that the cost of entry is low and the cost of exit is easy. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? If people buy a McDonald's franchise, they're going to work their butts off to make sure that it's successful because they've spent thousands and thousands of dollars.
Right.
You come into network marketing, now in most companies, it's $20, $39, $49, $59 to join. That's all it is. And then you buy product.
Right.
And you take that product. If you're not taking that product, you're not in the business. You're not committed. You need to be a product of the product.
Right.
So those are some of the myths. And of course, we're always answering, why is it not a pyramid? Why do the people at the top not make all the money? The people at the top have worked the hardest. They haven't got there by being lucky. Now, one of the things is people, when they've been in the industry a long time, often have a following. So they will come in and they have people that come with them. So that's why a lot of them come to a new company and they do really well out of the starting gate because they have a team that comes with them.
Right.
So does that answer some of your questions?
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, because people are always curious about that. And, because they're estimating that in Ontario alone, with these kinds of products and others, it's going to be like right off the bat, pretty much a $2 billion industry. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, and the uses of it are, it's going to be very interesting to me to see the way that various organizations, because I even read yesterday that Pepsi is trying to get involved with dispensaries in Canada. So it's like now the Fortune 500 brands are getting involved.
Of course, because they know the potential here. They know where this is going to go. These guys are smart business people.
Right.
And they know that this industry is, I mean, CBD oil is going places because we have the proof. The proof, as they say, is in the pudding.
Right.
And we have it. We have the research. We have the science. And now, what happened was I was with a company that was coming in through the US. And unfortunately, they didn't have all their ducks in a row.
Right.
And they didn't wait until they had all the T's dotted and the I's crossed. And for that reason, the Canadian government said, that's it. No one's coming into Canada until everything's done correctly.
Right.
Now and so I kept saying, and it's interesting because you and I believe that when you put stuff out in the universe, things come to you, right?
We do, yeah.
And I kept saying, I want a Canadian company. I know there's going to be Canadian oils. I know it. It's just a matter of finding one. And then lo and behold, a fellow that I connected with, because I have relationships literally all over the world through network marketing and through the social media, and a guy connected with me and said, take a look at this. And he sent me a link and I looked at it and I'm like, you've got to be kidding. It's Canadian scientist. I've since found out that he's been involved with the Health Canada.
Nice.
He's a scientist. He's a medical doctor. He's a biologist. And I started doing the research on the product and I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. And so in the last 2 days, I've been just sending the information out to, everyone I know. And several people have already joined and are excited. Last night, I talked to a fellow that's been in the MLM industry for 40 years, full-time career. He's only been in 3 companies. And we had a delightful conversation. He's in Saskatchewan, my home province. And he just said to me, Lynda, this is going to be so massive.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I've been in the industry a long time. I know the industry. And he said, and I've met the principals. And he said, they have their ducks in a row. Everything they is put together. They have a warehouse already right here in the Toronto area. And so I'm so excited about that because we'll have something that's truly Canadian
Yeah.
um, uh, right here. It doesn't have to be shipped in across the border, and it's the science is mind-boggling.
So let's get raw
And it
and real. It's not illegal. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not a rich,
no,
quick scheme. Uh, but
no.
you've actually used the oil yourself because you've got a jaw issue, right?
I have a jaw issue, and I have a condition called trigeminal neuralgia that I don't talk to a lot of people
Right.
about because I am the type of person that I don't want to be known as my business and my
Right.
disease. You know, some people say, "Oh, I have," and they tell everybody, you know, I have fibromyalgia. And so the minute you walk up to someone, they say, "Oh, how are you doing today?"
Right.
You
Right.
know, the only way you're
Out
going
you,
to know if
Lynda?
I'm,
Did I just out you with your jaw issue?
did I what?
Did I just out you with your
No,
jaw?
no, not at all. But I also have the TMJ joint, a jaw joint issue. So no, I'm fine with this, Liz. But here's what I'm saying. Trigeminal neuralgia itself, they don't know the cause and they don't have a cure. And I have never joined support groups, but recently I joined support groups. And there are a lot of people that are getting not a cure, but relief with CBD oil.
Right.
And I've had relief. And when I'm consistent, I have incredible results with it. And I also have a lot of sinus issues, and they believe that I have a lot of allergies,
Right.
possible food. Well, I do have some food allergies, and I have been on antibiotics a lot for my sinus issues. And you know what? One day I said, you know what? I'm just going to put this oil up my nose, down my nose. I don't care. It can't hurt you. I'm not kidding you. So I snorted it.
Oh no.
I did. And I am not kidding you. It works. And then I was on Facebook and somebody else was doing the same thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's
So yeah, you can put it in your ears, your pet's ears, your own ears.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, raw and real people, thank you, Lynda, for joining us. Raw and real on the Marketing Soapbox is CBD, EBD oil is going to be huge. Multiple uses for pets, people, various ailments. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's gonna when's it coming? October.
Our release is in October, our soft launch.
Coming October.
I just want to tell people quickly, this industry can provide you with time freedom, opportunity to travel, and income tax write-offs, you know, personal growth. The personal growth you experience here is, you know, and most importantly, the relationships.
Nice.
You know, the people that you work with become like family. And yeah, it's an awesome industry. I've been doing this for over 30 years.
Nice. So not your traditional kind of marketing today on the Marketing Soapbox, but a very interesting kind of marketing. And we will watch what happens with you and your business. And thanks again for being on the soapbox. Anybody who wants to reach out to me, I will gladly give you Lynda's contact information. And we will be back next week with a new guest, same time. Thank you again, everyone. Thanks, Lynda. It was great chatting with you.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you so much. What a pleasure.
Bye.